So here is the brand new Lenovo Vibe Z2 Pro, and what you can immediately see is the complete metal construction, right edge to edge. It's solid metal, brilliant craftsmanship, so your edges have been kind of smoothened out so that becomes easy to, and frankly for a 6-inch device, this is one of the smallest 6-inch phones. So it's almost a 5.5-inch phone size, but carrying a very bright and vibrant 2K display, and you can obviously see the quality of the display the moment you power it on. Now this is running a fairly powerful Snapdragon 801. It has 3 GB of RAM in it, and the storage is 32 GB. There's just one model, so you get 32 GB at the baseline or the top end. A couple of cool things to talk about is one is the camera quality in this. So we've got a brilliant 16 megapixel optical image stabilization camera, and what this does is gives you really good images, right? And in the camera you've got two modes. You've got the smart scene mode and you've got the pro mode. So in this case right now we are in smart scene, so you've got a couple of basic settings that we normally use, and then what this phone does is it automatically detects based on the lighting and the light temperature what is the best setting for it, and of course you can get a brilliant image with that, right? I don't know if you can shoot something. What you get is an absolutely brilliant image, very easy to shoot, so that's kind of but where the fun starts is when you move into the professional mode, and all you have to do is tap on the bottom left corner and it moves into the professional mode. So you have a little animation, it tells you what it does, and now you've got almost all the manual settings available to you. So for example, you want different guidelines, so let's go for the spiral, and so for framing your shots really well. You've also got a histogram that continuously gives you the reading in terms of how much light is there, what's the light temperature, what's the shutter speed required, and the ISO. But that's a slightly semi-professional. What if you're going to go completely pro? So what you do is tap this, pull this to your left, and you've got a complete manual control. So you can change everything. You can go from near focus to completely far, and of course we can't show far here. And of course the shutter speed going all the way up to 1 second. Now the reason we've limited it to 1 second is it's very hard to hold the phone steady for anything more than that. You've got your ISO settings, and of course you've got your light, and that's about the camera. Now a couple of cool things about the UI itself. The first thing is, so what if you want to change the wallpaper of this, right? So what you do is you swipe from the left and it opens out like a page, and you can keep changing till the one you really like. So suppose we like this one, right? But from a customization perspective, you also got a complete entire look and feel of the phone, right? And a couple of inbuilt themes in it, then from a software perspective, there are a whole lot of innovations. So the first thing that I want to talk to you about is the fact that it's got two different zones, right? So you've got an open zone where we have been operating till now, and then we've got something called a secure zone where now I got it. So where what you do is you tap on the secure zone, and what it does is lets you have a second phone inside the one you're using primarily, right? So you can configure almost everything in that zone, from the apps you have to which account you hold. It can be a separate Gmail account itself, and frankly what applications should run or should not run. And what you do get is, even if you're in the secure zone, or you get an email in the open zone, it'll still show up as a small alert on top with a red dot. You can't see it, but you'll have to switch zones to see it. And you have complete data isolation, so you have absolutely secured. And so this is how you kind of activate the secure zone. And the first time it'll ask you to configure. So in that configuration, you can choose which apps that you've already installed that you also want to port into this. So of course this is asking for a lock. So yes, you can have a separate lock for your main phone and the secure zone. Let me not do that right now. You can choose out of the existing apps. So let me say I want only the apps I trust for work, right? So I've got calendar, I've got camera, maybe I've got Chrome, I've got email, but I've removed all the others, right? So I don't need a Google Plus, I don't need Facebook, I don't need Maps, and I say done, right? Now this is almost like a fresh phone booting up for you for the first time, and you're done, right? So you see only these apps have come from the open zone. Everything else has been removed. Now if you have to move back, all you have to do is either you go back and press on this again, or this little bubble pops up, which can be disabled. So what you see here is the Vibe UI, right? So the Vibe UI has a couple of really cool things, and let me show you in the settings. So you've got 3D gestures, you've got something called a micro screen. So micro screen lets you use a large phone like this with one hand. So all you have to do is swipe from the right side. It becomes, it's easy to kind of reach with your thumb. And you do that again, and it's big. And if you're a left-handed guy, so you move from your left, and kind of shorten on the left side. So it comes to you almost. And apart from that, it's got something called a pocket mode or a decreased tone mode. So pocket mode means your phone will ring louder when it's inside your pocket. Decreased tone volume will mean once you pick it up, it'll automatically reduce the ringtone to a near silence. Right? So a couple of cool things. You've got the theme center, you've got the micro screen, you've got all of your transitioning wallpapers and things like that. But what if you don't want all of that, right? So there is a small group which wants stock Android. So what we've done is, for this product, we've ensured that also happens. So what you need to do is, to get stock Android up, you have to go into your phone, go into version information, and tap the software number till you become a developer. Then you get into the developer mode. So you see the developer options, and all you do is switch system UI style, and it will move from Lenovo Vibe UI to a stock Google UI. And because we didn't want to overlay and slow it down, this is a complete new boot up, right? So it boots up into the Google UI. There is no Vibe UI in this mode, and so this is the exact time that will take to kind of move to the Google UI. Everything changes when you get to the Google stock UI. So the way your launcher is, of course you have the stock Google launcher, but even your settings, you do lose a couple of aspects that I showed you about the Vibe UI, and that you have to have a trade-off on. So this is booting up the Google mode for the first time, and there we go. So that's as simple as that, and here you go. So it's a completely different setup. It's the Google UI. What it does keeps your apps, it keeps your data. So your address book, your SMSs, your apps. Suppose you are on a game on level 10, you will not lose that, but you get the stock feel. Even the settings have kind of changed in this. And if you have to move back, all you do is go back into developer options, switch the UI style, and it will restart and boot into that mode. So that's largely about what the Z2 Pro is. Of course, a whole bunch of things under the hood. Do go check it out. Tap this, and we're back in the open zone where we were ready to go. So different set of apps, a whole lot more. And if I move into the secure zone, completely different one. Now, another really cool aspect about the Z2 Pro was the fact that we wanted to give consumers as much choice as possible.
For latest news and reviews of gadgets and games, visit www.techmagnifier.com.